Well, we all already know that LeBron James is not returning to the Lakers for the 26-27 season, but he's also not retiring either. And a quick report came out right after this saying that LeBron James was open to every NBA team but the Lakers, and that everyone should be making calls on LeBron. And it didn't take long for people to start fantasizing on what team he should join, and actually 27 teams inquired on LeBron James. The Cavs, the Warriors, the Heat, the Knicks, so many big name teams calling for LeBron. And maybe the most notable being the Golden State Warriors, the team that LeBron James faced 4 times in the finals, the dynasty that he had to beat, that beat him. People were saying he should go join Steph Curry in the Bay. And people were saying that LeBron said he wanted to play with Steph Curry a while ago on a podcast, and that after the Olympics that LeBron and Steph in the NBA would be absolute cinema, and that's what LeBron wants to do. However, there were other reports coming out that LeBron wouldn't do it unless the Warriors traded for AD, which would make the whole thing a lot more difficult. And there was also a bunch of reports saying, LeBron, go back to South Beach, go back to Miami. They just traded for Giannis. Giannis needs a new running mate in Miami. LeBron, back to the Miami Heat. But with the Miami Heat's current roster status, I doubt that LeBron's even thinking about going there, because his chances of winning a championship with that roster is pretty much zero. And so then people were starting to talk about LeBron back to Cleveland, back to where it's all started. LeBron James, the GOAT of basketball, back to the team that drafted him for his farewell tour and one last shot at a ring. And he would be joining a team that just went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes, they did get belted by the Knicks and got swept, but still, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. This could be one of the better teams he's joining, better than the Miami Heat, who didn't even make it out of the play-in, and same with the Warriors. So like, subscribe, because we're about to talk about what if LeBron goes back to the Cavs for his final season. Let's get into it, yeah? So starting from zero, just looking at the current Cleveland Cavaliers depth chart, it honestly looks like LeBron would slide right into that small forward spot almost perfectly. And so Max Strus would be getting benched for LeBron James, but Max Strus coming off the bench is honestly a really good thing. He's a great shooter, great defender, and he's not like so good of a player that you must start him. It honestly works out pretty well. And then in the front court, you have Defensive Player of the Year winner Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, 2 7-footers down there in the paint for LeBron to throw lobs to, and to also have that paint defense presence. And everyone knows about Evan Mobley right now, but I feel like Jared Allen, because he only played in 56 games last season, he's kind of getting slid under the rug here. His talent is insane, averaging 15 points on 8.5 rebounds, 64% shooting. He's extremely efficient, a great defender, and can catch those lobs. And then obviously the 2 guards next to LeBron, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, 2 all-stars on the same team for LeBron James, 2 scorers. LeBron definitely doesn't have to be the leading scorer on this team. It kind of reminds me a lot of Luka and Reeves and then LeBron, but now it's just Harden and D-Mitch. And don't worry, we will talk about the implications of LeBron's legacy and him joining the Cavs in his farewell tour and everything like that. But first, let's finish talking about the fit and the chances of winning for the team. And the Cavs' depth is a lot different than any other team that he would be joining. The Cavs' depth is absolutely insane. And yes, they did just lose out on Dean Wade and Keon Ellis, but they still have elite players coming off the bench. Not a lot of teams have guys like Jalen Tyson coming off the bench, 13 points per game on 45% shooting from 3, and a good defender as well. I mean, this is just an elite bench piece to have. And we already talked about Max Strus coming off the bench, another 40% from 3 shooter. I know he only played 12 games in the regular season due to injuries, but still, bringing this guy off the bench would be huge for the Cavs. They also have guard depth, Dennis Schroeder, one of LeBron's former teammates on the Lakers. This guy is a veteran point guard. When Donovan Mitchell or James Harden is off the court, this guy can come in and run the show easy. And another shooter, Sam Merrill, an amazing 3-point shooter, decent defender as well. Don't sleep on him. This is just amazing shooting depth. Everyone on the court's going to be able to shoot the 3. Except for maybe Jared Allen. Evan Mobley has improved his 3-point shooting, but it's really important to have that 3-point depth when your bigs and some of your best players can't really let it fly like that. And LeBron has made it apparent he is only willing to go somewhere that has at least 2 players that can take the scoring load off of him. And with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, and maybe even Evan Mobley some nights, it's looking like the Cavs are the perfect fit. And I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, this question has also popped into my head. How is the defense on this team going to work with Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and 42-year-old Bron running out there? Well, I do think it's still going to be pretty good, actually. So obviously with high IQ players and defenders like Evan Mobley and LeBron, you could run a zone defense, but that could also turn to hurt you with the shooting in the league now, but it is an option. But also the Cavs could just run super high pressure defense on the perimeter, forcing the opposing team to drive and meet Evan Mobley or Jared Allen at the rim, which is what they want. And contrary to popular belief, the Cavs are actually 15th in defense last season, not even bottom half of the league. So honestly, adding LeBron doesn't really hurt you too much. Yes, he is 42 years old, but it's not like you're putting a cone out there. And no, I'm not saying the Cavs will be a top 5 defense or even top 10 defense in the league, but I'm saying that with the coaching staff of Kenny Atkinson, adding LeBron James and having Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, a defensive player of the year of Evan Mobley out there, they're going to make something work. And I truly believe the offense will be so elite that the defensive struggles will show, but they won't be detrimental to the team because LeBron, James Harden, and Donovan Mitchell out there and the shooting depth that they have is going to be insanely elite. And now we can talk about LeBron. What if he actually does join Cleveland? What does this do for his legacy? And if he wins another ring, where will that put him on the GOAT scale? It's already pretty much common knowledge that this will be LeBron's last season with a documentary team following him around wherever he goes next season, which does make it Cleveland the perfect place. Coming back to the team that drafted him back in 2003, he carried all the way to a finals appearance in 2007, left for Miami, came back, went to 4 straight finals, winning a championship in 2016, coming back down 3-1 against the 73-9 Warriors. He's already done so much for Cleveland, so wrapping it up here is the perfect story. And the thing I love the most about him coming back to Cleveland is he's actually joining a team that's actually good. This wouldn't be one of those farewell tours where the team sucks and he's just going out there hooping. He would actually be competing for a championship, and we know that's what LeBron really does want. So what if he does go back to Cleveland and the Cavs do win a championship and LeBron gets his 5th ring, his 2nd with the Cavs? Where does that put him on the all-time GOAT scale, and how far would the gap be? And everyone is subject to their own opinion, but if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you already know I think LeBron is already the GOAT. So if he wins this 5th ring back on the Cavaliers, gets his 2nd with his hometown team, I think the gap would be so far that no one's even close, and whoever you have 3rd would be closer to 2nd than 2nd would be to LeBron, if that makes sense. LeBron getting his 11th finals appearance, his 5th championship in year 24 at 42 years old, being a starter still on a championship team, helping them win. He would be the missing piece to bring them from Eastern Conference Finals to the finals to the championship. And I think that LeBron would be the GOAT by far. I already think he's the GOAT, but he would be the GOAT by far. It wouldn't even be close. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, like, subscribe. I love you all. Peace.